In the world of Splatoon speedrunning, Side Order sticks out. While the rest of the series is focused on clean and optimized movement with levels and strategies you can practice over and over to refine your skills, Side Order is a roguelike where you enter the casino hoping that Nintendo gives you good luck. This leaves its any percent speedrun as a desolate wasteland with barely any activity, but it's also barren for another reason. It is home to a record so incredible that no one wants to challenge it. One of the coolest runs ever. This is the luckiest Splatoon speedrun ever. The run in question is a 4717 done by Modero set on the 22nd of June 2024, 4 months after the game came out. Even after 2 years of optimizations, it's still the world record. After riding the train and making our character, the run starts with the first climb. This is the tutorial where you're introduced to all the characters, given the dualies, go through 10 predetermined floors, and fight Marina at the end. All in all, a 15-minute section where runners play on autopilot. Not to say there aren't any cool strategies. On floor 5, instead of using the spring to get onto the second layer, runners damage boost instead. And on floor 8, runners shoot these balloons in a way to manipulate the fish AI into the corner, making them very easy kills. After saving Marina from being dark and twisted, we now move on to the second climb. This is where the real game starts. You have to climb all 30 floors of the tower and beat the final boss. After the cutscene, there's a tiny skip done called Marina Skip. By pausing over and over before Marina's short explanation, you can go through her detection zone and skip the cutscene explaining Marina's hacks. Hacks are a way to modify the difficulty of the game by spending pearls. We have enough for one hack at the beginning, so runners pick damage reduction. This will reduce our damage taken throughout the run by 50%. It is possible to get more pearls from the chip menu that can be used on another hack. Most runners will use this to buy a second life, but at top level, going out of your way to do that wastes time. As for the weapon, runners pick the splatter shot. It's a well-rounded weapon that can do basically everything. It also has a higher likelihood of getting ranged and mobility chips, which are some of the best in the game. It also comes with Splat Bomb, the best sub in the game, as well as Trizuka, which can be good on early floors until we can find something better. This is where Side Order runs get interesting. There are 30 floors in the tower with a boss fight every 10 floors. Before entering each floor, there are 3 levels to choose from. You can see what chip you'll get from winning, the Membucks reward, and what type of level it is. There are 5 types of levels in Side Order. Fish, where you have to kill a certain amount of fish constantly trying to run away from you. Portals, where you have to shoot and destroy portals that spawn enemies. Tower, where you have to shoot a tower along a path to the end while stopping at checkpoints. Infinite bowls, where you have to shoot the balls into the goals to win. And zones levels, where you have to defend a zone for a particular amount of time to complete it. Fish levels are easily the best to go for, as ideally they only take a few seconds. Some infinite bowl and portal levels can be fast, but zone and tower levels are nearly never taken as they can't realistically be sped up like the other levels can. Runners don't have the name of the level they're about to go into, but every level has a certain Membucks reward. So, they memorize all 98 Membucks rewards so they know what level they're going into. But on top of that, they also have to pay attention to what chip they'll get from the level. Chips are used to power up your weapon throughout the game, so it's important to get good ones. Modero is planning to go for a build focused around powering up his special weapon. We'll go over all the chips he gets throughout the run and how they help when they come up. All of that rambling was necessary. Runners have to think about all of that and make a split-second decision on what level they're gonna pick and have a plan for it. On floor 1, Modero gets the best start possible. A fish level on orbit that gives you a main piercing chip. Main piercing is one of the best chips in the game. It allows for your shots to go through multiple enemies, allowing for insane crowd control. The level itself was only done in 11 seconds by luring the fish into one section and using the Trizuka to blow them up. On floor 2, Modero goes for the portal level with mobile special charge. Since this will be a special focus build, getting free special charge for moving is an insane perk. Modero prioritizes getting good chips over fast levels in the early floors, as throughout the rest of the run, you'll gain that time back and more from having a stronger build. Floor 3 has a tough option. Modero could either do the faster portal level for a main fire rate up chip, or do a harder level for 2 main damage distance chips. Modero goes with the former. A higher fire rate not only increases your damage per second, but it increases how fast you can charge your special. It also has a faster level, which helps a lot. Floor 4 had a tower and zone level as well as a portal level. By process of elimination, Modero went with the portal. It only gave him a run speed chip, but the other 2 floors were that slow that he had to take the portal level. On floor 5, the fastest level of the early game shows up. The careful aim floor. By shooting and gliding in particular areas, you're able to get all the fish into one area that can be killed by one... Wait, what are those things called? Whirling accelerando? Okay, sure, I guess. Using that, it allows Modero to beat the floor in only 5 seconds. During the early game, Modero is trying to get 500 membucks. We see this thought process at floor 6. He could take the fast portal level with a better chip and only get 40 membucks, or take the slightly slower infinite bowl level with a worse chip that gives 140 membucks. Since the run's chips have been so good up to this point, he can afford a small time loss to guarantee he gets to the membucks he wants. After getting 500 membucks, there is now a chance for a vending machine floor to show up. This is the shop of side order. You go in and there are 3 options to choose. You can get chips, replace sub-weapons, and replace special weapons. The goal is to try and get the triple ink strike special, as that is the cornerstone of the build. Modero gets lucky and gets the vending machine immediately after getting 500 membucks. He unfortunately doesn't get the triple ink strike, but he does get the next best thing, a splash damage chip. This chip combos with our splat bombs as well as the explosions when destroying a portal, so it'll be very handy. Modero will want a lot of this chip in the run. Vending machine floors are extremely fast. Even if there isn't anything there Modero wants to buy, it's still several seconds faster than playing even the quickest of levels. After getting a vending machine, there is a chance for a bonus floor to show up. These are a special type of level that will either give you a lot of chips of a certain category, or a challenge where you try and get more membucks. Modero gets one on floor 8 on the portal level, which also happens to give him another splash damage chip. The bonus this time is a range chip saturation. It increases the range of explosions and the time required to charge a special. Modero goes to town on the portals, overpowering them and beating the level in 19 seconds, as well as getting 235 membucks. On floor 9, Modero takes the fish level. If done optimally, it can be completed in 3 seconds, the fastest level in the early game. However, Modero messed up the Beyblade shot and had to resort to using the Trizuka shot on the last fish, beating the level in 7 seconds. Now we're at floor 10. Here, the game randomly picks between 3 bosses. Since 2 of the bosses rely on us dealing a lot of damage to them to win, and since we're at a lower power level this early into the game, the first boss we want is Parallel Cannon. In this fight, 7 CPU enemies will try and fight you in 3 waves. The enemies are really easy to kill. Between each wave, Modero charges up his Trizuka so that when the next wave spawns, he can kill them instantly out of the air. Since in the 3rd wave you can only kill 3 out of the 4 enemies with Trizuka, Modero went for a fast strat for the last enemy. Unfortunately, it escaped and it took Modero a bit to kill him. It doesn't really matter though, because his early game was so good. Moving on to the mid game, there is a guaranteed vending machine on floor 11. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything good in it, so Modero had to move on. Still faster than playing a level. On floor 12, we get introduced to danger floors. These levels have negative effects on them, like turning off the lights or making the enemy stronger. In return, you get a big payout of membucks. Although the damage floor chip was pretty good, Modero instead decides to go for a portal level to get a fire rate up chip. Modero now had some of the best DPS possible this far into the game and was able to clean up the portals with ease. Floor 13 didn't have any good chips, so Modero had to take the fish level with the highest reward. He's trying to get his money up to spend big in the vending machine. On floor 14, Modero takes the fish level with yet another splash damage up chip. Having 3 of them this early is almost unheard of. Once he gets the triple ink strike, this run will go into overdrive. Modero finally got unlucky on floor 15 with no portal or fish level to choose from. He had to go into the danger floor with the infinite bowls. This time he had to beat the level with no pearl drone, which is unfortunate but manageable. This level can be challenging at times because the enemies love to attack the bowl and send it flying. However, Modero has crazy bowl control and was able to beat the level in 24 seconds. Modero's build is basically complete now, and any more chips are just a bonus. On floor 16, he sees yet another main fire rate up chip, so he goes for it. The level is one of the hardest in the mid game, but with a bonus active it makes it way easier. Modero lucks out once again and gets a power chip saturation, allowing him to destroy all the portals in seconds. On floor 17 he gets yet another main piercing chip on a fish level. He beats the level in mere seconds. Finally, on floor 18 he gets another vending machine. He has 1900 membucks and is looking to spend all of them. He goes in and hits the jackpot, the triple ink strike. This is the centerpiece of his build. With all of the splash damage chips he's been accumulating, he can use the tri-strikes to destroy portals in seconds. We see this on full display on floor 19. He destroys one portal with a splash shot. Then the explosion gives him enough paint for a tri-strike. He then uses it to destroy the second portal, and while it's getting destroyed, he can shoot the last portal, beating the level in 15 seconds. But where tri-strike truly shows its strength is in boss battles. Not only do portal explosions count for splash damage, but the tri-strikes themselves count as well. It's now a 50-50 chance between either Bounder or Rotator. Bounder can take a long time because it keeps moving around the arena, whereas Rotator stays in the center. Of course, Modero wins the coin flip and gets Rotator. In order to beat the boss, you have to destroy the rings that glow blue. At the start, Modero uses the splash shot to destroy the first ring. Then he charges up a tri-strike and throws them on the floor to hit the third ring. Rotator then does a mandatory invincible stage where it spawns some enemies and can't get hit. Modero uses this time to charge another tri-strike. After Rotator becomes vulnerable, he uses the tri-strike on the middle and top layer, destroying them all instantly. This allows him to beat the boss in 34 seconds. If he had gone Bounder instead, it would have been a 40-second time loss. Now in the endgame, Modero will switch from going for fish levels and instead prioritize portal levels instead. This is because fish levels at this point in the game are so large that it's hard to kill all of the fish in a fast time. Portal levels are more condensed, and with triple tri-strike, Modero can throw them far away and multitask on multiple portals at once. After quickly browsing the floor 21 vending machine, Modero has a hard choice on floor 22. There aren't any portals, so he has to pick between an infinite bowl level or a fish level. He ends up choosing the former. The 250 membucks fish level was the only one at the time to not be fully optimized, so he chose a level that was more consistent. He also got a special mobility charge up chip, which was always nice. On floor 23, he rolls a vending machine and picks up 2 chips, Drone Splat Bomb and Mobile Ink Recovery. These are 2 good basic chips to have. With how much splash damage we have, the Pearl Drone Splat Bombs can actually do a lot, and being able to recover ink by just moving will never not be good. On floor 24, Modero has to take the infinite bowl level since the other 2 options were zone levels. At the start, he goes off to the right and slowly pushes the first bowl to the middle goal. He can just leave it be as he knows that it will go in. He then uses a splat bomb on the second bowl to send it flying, perfectly hitting it into the goal for a hole-in-one. Floor 25 is the first time this run where there wasn't a good option for a level to play. Zones and tower levels are basically auto-scrollers, so Modero had to pick between the best to worst one here. He ended up going with a normal difficulty zones level. In a zones level, you have to paint a certain area of the map and keep it your color until the timer runs out. Modero has enemies coming at him from 3 sides, so he has to be really careful. Near the end, he did get his armor broken and was really close to dying. Luckily, he was able to throw some tri-strikes at his feet to save himself. If he died there, it would have been run over. That level took 53 seconds, the only real time loss in the run. On floor 26, he got some of that time back by pulling a vending machine floor. However, he didn't buy anything. On floor 27, he chose the fish level with the splash damage chip. He could have gone with the portal level if it wasn't a danger floor, and plus, this is one of the very few fast fish levels in the late game. As if all the lucky floors and chips throughout the run weren't enough, for floors 28 and 29, Modero got back-to-back vending machines. 3 random vending machines throughout the endgame is insane. He ended up buying a mobile special charge and run speed up chip. Now it's on to the final boss, Overlorder. This is why we went for a splash damage build to begin with. We've planned out our entire build so far just for this fight. In order to damage Overlorder, you have to destroy a certain amount of portals each phase. With so much splash damage and a high special charge, Modero is able to destroy each portal in seconds. Once Overlorder becomes vulnerable, all it takes is one triple ink strike to kill him. Throughout phases 2 and 3, Modero has the same plan. However, this time the portals can spawn in random places. Modero just predicts where they will spawn and gets it right. There are more enemies in these later phases which do need to be accounted for. In phase 3, Overlorder starts to do its own special attacks. The dangerous one is the Reef Slider Rush. It breaks your armor with one hit and can quickly do a follow-up attack to finish you off. Once Modero heard the special activate, he quickly started moving to avoid getting hit by it. After some more triple ink strikes and bombs, Overlorder 1 is defeated. In Overlorder 2, all of your chips are gone and you have to get them back by destroying portals. Once destroying a portal of a certain tone, you get every chip of that tone at once all maxed out. Modero quickly goes for the mobility tone portal first as it contains the squid roll attack. This can be used to quickly destroy the other portals as each roll does 5 times damage. After getting all of his chips back, the run is basically over. Overlorder becomes vulnerable, Pearl uses the color whale to do insane damage, and Modero holds the ZR button until Overlorder's 2.1 million health is gone. And just like that, Speedrunners has been beaten in under 50 minutes. After discussing with many top Speedrunner players, we put the odds of the speedrun as 1 in 10,000. Is this based off any scientific data? No. Speedrunner has so much going on that until we can decompile the game and truly understand what's going on, the luck in this run will be unknown. But the fact it hasn't been challenged in over 2 years says a lot to its strength. It took a player with hundreds of hours of gameplay, analysis, and memorizing to achieve a speedrun like this. Speedrunner at any percent on the surface might seem like a game of chance, and it is, but the amount of planning and skill that goes into a run like this has made me gain so much respect for the people who play it. If you want to see someone else completely destroy Speedrunner, might I recommend this video on the New Game Plus Save Seed world record. It's an insane speedrun and I think you'll enjoy it.